All right, here we are. Another week down. Two fights tonight. Good episode, in my opinion. I'll elaborate a little bit. They did go out of order of how it actually went down while we were there, but the episode turned out great, man, and it was just it was a good episode. Show starts out reviewing the tap heard around the world from last week. I think there's pretty substantial video evidence of what happened in that fight. I feel strongly that he did tap out. I think most of the world agrees, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It was Nice's job to keep focused, and he knew he had another round. You know, you can't dwell on things like that. So he had another chance to finish that fight and didn't get it done. A lot of people saying it should have went to a third. I would probably agree with that. But it's the sport, man, the name of the game. So it didn't happen. We as in Team Mayhem, had their first defeat, 4-1 at this point. The next part of the episode, Bisping, for the first time, gets to go to the center of the mats. And after they review all the footage from last week and show the tap and make your own accusations, it goes into the next 145-pound fight. The next 145-pound fight, obviously, the only two guys that haven't fought yet is Diego Brandao and Steven Siler from Team Mayhem. Again, I thought Siler should have fought Akira to keep control, get that third win at bantamweight for us. Featherweight for us, and just drive that dagger in a little deeper into Team Bisping. But Coach Mayhem and everyone else let Nice fight Akira, and he lost, so now we got Siler and Diego fighting. Siler's a game opponent, beat Micah Miller to get in the house, pretty much asked for this fight with Diego. I'm not sure why. Not that he can't beat him, but it seems like he wants the tougher fights for some reason. Okay, it's an individual sport, so go have fun. We're confident. We think Siler's got a good shot. We were severely wrong. With Diego, you gotta weather the storm. He's gonna come out explosive. We'll see how he can do after 2-3 minutes of that pace, because I don't know many guys that can keep that wild flying knee just overhand right after he just fights crazy for right out the gate. So I think the way to beat him is to weather the storm and get him tired and slow him down a little bit. Siler was confident. Fight starts, and Diego comes sprinting across the cage into a flying knee attempt that doesn't land, but it just shows the pace that he's going to keep. Getting a few more exchanges, a couple leg kicks back and forth. Diego's throwing bombs. Siler's trying to stick and move, use his jab a little bit, and Diego throws overhand right. That kind of clips him. The next exchange, another overhand right that misses, but followed by a big left hook that just knocks him out. Pretty quick fight. Unfortunate for Siler. He definitely would have loved to have another crack at that fight for sure. But Diego, he's a tough man. He's a tough fighter, and definitely heavy-handed, as y'all saw. So that was it. The episode then goes into Bisping, now standing in the front of the fighter selection for the first time. If you kind of figure out the math here, Bisping's going to get to pick the next fight, which actually gets the next two fights, because there's only 4 guys left at bantamweight. So if he picks one of those matchups, obviously there's only 2 guys left. So that's what it was. Where I said earlier that the show was shown a little out of order, actually the fighter selection was before Diego and Siler's fight. They showed it differently, no big deal. The episode still went well. But in turn of events, actually after Akira and Nice's fight, the next fight was supposed to be 135-pounders. And it showed the drama with Team Bisping leading up to the fighter selection. TJ kind of acting like he's superior to everyone else and demanding the easier fight. No one seemed to want to fight Dodson, even though Dodson repeatedly throughout the whole season called out TJ. He got the nickname Draft Dodger because he just didn't want to fight him. I'm sitting back hoping that TJ and Dodson do get to fight. Maybe that's a little the reason I wanted Seiler to beat Akira so bad, so that I can get the matchups that I wanted for my own personal gain. Obviously, TJ and Dodson, two of the more talented guys on the show. If they fight and one of them loses, that's one less guy to worry about moving on. But Bisping sides with TJ and agrees that TJ will fight Roland and Prince will fight Dodson. How it went down in actuality was the first fight was supposed to be TJ and Roland, but as y'all saw, Roland had a nasty, nasty staph infection. His foot swelled up 4 times the size it was supposed to be. It was, I thought, and I'm sure a lot of the other guys thought, that his time on the show was going to be done. I didn't see how he could fight, especially knowing that TJ was calling him out next. He wasn't even at the fighter selection. He was at the ER, actually. Y'all saw that. And Dana White so graciously made Dodson and Prince fight first. Gave Roland a little time to get on some antibiotics. He got his foot actually lanced open. And he was able to fight the following week. But, so the fight goes on. It's Prince and Dodson. And it's pretty much a stand-up battle. Dodson makes comments, I've never been taken down, and yet I've taken down 2 or 3 times by a non-wrestler in Prince. But Dodson's real athletic, ended up on top or getting right back up, so there was no damage done there. And just, I guess, just landed more shots. It wasn't a dominating fight by any means, but he definitely landed more shots, ended up in better positions, and went on to win a pretty one-sided decision, but a boring one at that. You hear Mayhem say he coasted through the second round when he should have picked it up and finished that guy, but props to him. He moves on. That brings the tally to 5 wins for Team Mayhem and 2 for Bisping. Do the math. There's only 8 fights in the first round. I'd say Mayhem's definitely winning right now. We got a fight next week. Obviously, y'all get to see that with TJ and Roland. But just getting ready, man. At this point, I know that Dustin has moved forward. I knew Dodson moved forward. And we still got to wait for the winner of Roland and TJ. It's still up in the air if Roland's going to be able to fight, but we'll see how it goes. And we're all starting to strategize who we want to fight at this point, maybe in the semifinals. I think the majority of the people thought TJ would get the win if him and Roland got to fight, so I planned on TJ moving forward and just thinking who I wanted to fight the most out of the 4 bantamweights left. Myself, Dustin Pegg, John Dodson, and TJ Dillashaw, but we'll see if he wins next week or not. Anyways, great episode, big knockouts, always fun to watch. Unfortunately, it was on the other team that got the knockout, but it is what it is, and just stay tuned and keep watching, and I appreciate all your support.